Hey, how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Coming to you today with a weekly recap. If you don't know what weekly recap is, let me explain it to you very quick. I'm your host, Cash, as the hat says. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Let's talk about weekly recap. Weekly recap is me going over my week of operating a semi-truck in the United States of America. This is a 7-day period or less. I'll let you know this was actually supposed to have been 6 days, but it bled over into the 7th day because it took 8 hours to get unloaded. So we're going to call this a full 7-day week because this is how I'm going to do it. These videos are not to brag. They're not to complain. It's just what it is. It's informational purposes only. Just trying to help out some people, give you what my numbers are, put that together with some other stuff, come up with a business plan would be my suggestion. If you're going to become an owner operator, I do operate a fuel efficient operation with a 2016 Cascadia. I pull a reefer trailer 80-20 split with my carrier. I do not talk about the carrier. I suggest you do your research, find your own carrier, and that's it. Let's get after it. So I like to go Minnesota out and back, and that's what I did this week. And boy, did I work for it this week. I took a load to Florida. And if you go back 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a video where I was like, I don't go to Florida unless I got a plan to get out of Florida. Yeah, hey, good luck with your plan, dummy. That's what I say to me from 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Got to be real with that guy. He was a dummy. Me, not so much. But no, I had a rough one on this. So I took the load down to Florida, good paying load. Let's talk about that a little bit. That was Minnesota, 2 picks Minnesota, 1 pick, 2 picks Minnesota, and then down to Florida I went for 1 drop. 2 picks, 1 drop on that load. 109 empty miles, 1594 loaded miles on that. So almost 1600 miles loaded. And that load was 38,000 pounds, negative 10 degrees, and it paid $5,500. Pretty solid load. Now, when I took this load, I had a plan on a load that came back out of Florida up to Indiana for a decent rate, like over $2 a mile out of Florida. Dry-van load, okay? Well, I guess the broker got to thinking about it and said, hey, let's don't do that. Let's screw him over real hard. I don't know what happened. I think the freight just wasn't there for us to ship. So didn't get to haul that load. So what did I do? Oh, the next worst thing. Deadheaded all the way up into Georgia, like past Atlanta. 365 empty miles, 1,105 loaded miles, 40,000 pounds, 20 degrees. Yeah, good old chicken load. $2,200 on that. Sad but true. $2,200 is what I got on that. Now, that's a pretty good rate for coming out of Georgia, but everything out of Georgia is horrible. Florida was like $1 a mile for frozen food back to Minnesota. I was like, no. I'll just deadhead to Georgia. I'll grab that and I'll go back. Still had a pretty good week, all things considered. If I could have got that load to Indiana, that would have made a banger of a week. Let me tell you, that would have really put the icing on a good week. But you do what you have to do, and this is it. And these are the numbers. I don't lie about them. I got no reason to do anything, play with the numbers, because over time I have such a hard time keeping track of just the honesty of it. I can't keep 2 realities going at one time here. I'm not that guy. So let's talk about the numbers. Let's break down where we're at on these loads. I think I told you the price of everything, what everything was. It was supposed to be a 6-day week. The problem was, here's the problem with the week, okay? Getting busted on that backhaul, and that turned it into a lot more like hard running miles than I really wanted it to be honest. But it was supposed to be a 6-day week, and then I could have went home for a day, but instead I still went home the next day. But instead of being at home at 3 or 4 in the afternoon like I wanted to, I was home at 1 o'clock in the morning, which I consider not being at home, because nobody's up, nobody's doing nothing until 8, 9 o'clock next day. So it kind of kills my whole day. I can't remember how this week went. I think it might have been started on a Friday, ended on a Thursday, or was supposed to end on a Thursday, ended up at home on Friday. So Kind of hurt me a little bit there. Still bitter about it, still complaining. But let's go over the numbers of the week. That's why you're here more than likely. $7,700 for the week, not bad. I did put in some miles for those. 7,700 total dollars, 6,160 my 80% on 2,699 loaded miles. Sorry, I wrote this down backwards. That's why it threw me off. Usually I put the all miles at the top. 3,173 all miles. 3,173 all miles. That's a huge week for me. I don't want to run like that. I'm too old. I'm too lazy. I'm too fat. I got a million excuses. 3,173 all miles, 474 empty miles, 15% deadhead, 26.99 on the loaded miles. Let's go over to rate per mile. Now let's talk about that rate per mile. 243 all miles. Still a solid week. Even getting burnt, coming out of Florida, which I don't know if I consider that getting burnt. That's the cost of doing business. If everything doesn't work out correctly in Florida, more than likely, I got to pay those dues and come up out of there on something. Now, I will say this, as far as deadheading, I am not a sit and wait type of guy. If I'm in a bad market and the plan I had going in doesn't work, I'm getting the hell out of there immediately. As soon as I unloaded that trailer in Florida, I was northbound out of Florida. I was in Georgia by the end of the day. So that's my thing. I'm not afraid to deadhead, but I'm not going to wait on something and then deadhead. It just ain't for me. So let's go over 243 all miles, $1.94 my 80%. I'm profitable with that. I can work with that. 285 a loaded mile. So I feel like rates are kind of getting a little better. I don't want to jinx it, and it also, there's a lot of factors in why rates go up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to say I don't know them all. Number one, and number two, if I did, I didn't have time to explain them all here. So not a bad week, all things considered, in my opinion. Now let's go over the variable cost of running a truck down the road here. $14.51 I spent in diesel, and I used my ES Advantage card on all this fuel. So links down there. Click if you want to try that. 171 on reefer fuel, $40 on DEF fluids, $18 on tolls, and I didn't scale a dang thing. Them chicken loads, I've done enough of them chicken loads. I know exactly. I'm on my trailer, the 11th pin. They load it the same way every time. I count them off, put her in number 11, and I shoot back up to Minnesota with it. So that makes $18 in tolls. I don't know if I said that. That makes my variable cost $16.80 on variable cost. So we bring over my $61.60 and we take out the variable cost of the $16.80, and then that leaves me $4,480. I took $500 of that to the maintenance account, and that leaves me $3,980 left to do what I have to do with. That's a lot of work in a week right there. It is. It is. For that kind of work, I'd rather make a little bit more money, but I enjoy the freedoms and the benefits that come along with being an owner operator. So that's why I do it. It ain't always about making the most money. I'm out here to make money, but all things considered, not a bad week. I ended up just taking the whole weekend off because not getting to go home Thursday and spend the night at the house. I was like, I've been out on the road for, way too long, way more than I normally do. I'd been out a couple weeks with like one night here and a go home for the day there, not like a full home time. So, and it was a bummer too, because they called me with an amazing load. And I was just like, not this weekend, bro. Any other weekend? Where was you at the last 4 weekends? But just not this one. So it was okay. Everybody understood what was going on. And if they don't, I don't know what to tell them. Fuel cost 46 cents a mile. Fuel cost. Great fuel economy on the week. I was pulling some weight, and on that load back out of Georgia, I was running 70 mile an hour on that. Still got great fuel economy for the week. I can't wait to see this quarter's ifta. I've had some great fuel economy. I had a few things done on the truck. whew, she's in a sweet spot right now. I hope it stays that way for a little while. And doing good, doing good. Like I said, 46 cents a mile fuel cost is excellent in this market with these kind of fuel prices. Getting fuel for like under $4 after discount. And great fuel economy. Tastes good. Tastes good. Now, I will put a little bit of a disclaimer on that. I did go home fairly empty on this because I wasn't sure, if I was going to be uh, selling or trading this truck in on another truck I had been looking at and working on. So I did take the truck home pretty low on fuel. So next week will probably be a bigger fuel week, but um, just let you know. But that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Be sure to smash that like button if you could, if you made it this far. If you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button for me. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Click all those links down there in the description, and I appreciate it. Take care of each other out there. Remember, people are more important than trucking. Have a great day. Hi, I want to talk to you today about the ES Advantage card. Everybody use my link to sign up down there. Get a $35 statement credit if you sign up before the end of August 2023. Also, you will receive major discounts at truck stops on fuel, tires, and maintenance, labor rates, all that.